Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
This is episode 4 of the Truth in Her podcast.
Yay! Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. We actually recorded this episode already, but we had to restart because it was not plugged in.
Some technical difficulties.
But that's okay.
But we fixed it all and we should be good to go now. But yeah, today we're talking about divine union. And that would be between the divine masculine and the divine feminine and what that looks like, really.
And like traditional values and like why we want more of a traditional like marriage and a household and how that aligns with our values for life and
as women.
What that all means.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I grew up in a very traditional family.
Yeah.
I grew up I'm one of 9 kids, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. So it was pretty traditional, and I always really admired that about my family and about my mom, and I would love to do that too, because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I've always wanted a family. I've always, really enjoyed that kind of environment. I want to be home for my kids. I want to teach my kids, raise my kids, and create a really comfortable home for my husband and my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I just think that's what's best for me.
Yeah.
At least.
No, me too, for sure. As I get older, I'm realizing like what a marriage means and what kind of marriage I want, and like to me the way I view marriage is like this, like I said earlier, like divine union under God. I think it's like one of the top ways to understand God. And there's so many sayings out there that say like come together as one, and there's also so many themes in our universe of like things going towards separation, and then also things then tending towards oneness.
Yeah.
And I think marriage is a way that humans can come together as one and then literally create one baby.
Yeah. It's like duality.
Exactly. Like for example, the Big Bang was, at first it was one primordial point that held everything we see in it, one entity, and then it split up and started to separate. The energy started slowing down, it got colder, light became less light, like it became dimmer, and then, things became heavier and gravity became a thing and all these other forces became a thing. And like the way that relates to me or relates to the way I see a marriage is, now like life is just either choosing separation or choosing oneness. And it's, I feel like the only reason why life might choose separation is to understand its oneness again and to understand how one it once was, and to understand like how deep and dark things can get sometimes, and how scary and alone things can get sometimes. So then to come back to the oneness. And I just think that that's how I view a marriage. And I think under that, there's like divine roles of masculine and divine roles of the feminine that, they're polar opposites, but they come together to make one, and they fill in where the other one doesn't have. And they make like this perfect union of this energy and this play. And I was raised in a house that I had a mom and a dad. They lived a happy marriage. They did end up getting a divorced, suburban, open family. They were both fashion designers, so they're super artistic. But I didn't understand truly like what a traditional house looked like until I met you. And what the divine masculine was, divine feminine.
Yeah.
And now too, as I'm learning about Christianity, what it means to really have that like godly relationship with somebody, and to become one, like actually to become one, and what it means to practice Christian values in a marriage. And like, you know, this isn't the reason why you be Christian, but there's a certain sense of like security that's provided. There's gifts that are provided when it comes to practicing Christian values, especially in a marriage. And to me, that's what I see, a glorifying God in that way.
Yep, absolutely. There definitely are like certain roles too in a marriage that are gonna make it work. Like there's no way that you can have two people doing the same thing and then have it really work out. Like I feel like you need someone in the home, you need somebody, you know, working and
outside
creating
of the
a structure.
home. Yeah.
You need somebody, you know, focusing more on the kids, and you need somebody, you know, focusing more on like
there
finances.
needs to be that super solid dynamic of you know, where one doesn't fill in, the other one will.
Yeah, because we have different strengths and weaknesses.
Right, and even if you think about just like a classic group dynamic, you need to have all these different like tools and skill sets that come together to make something that works. And I think the natural way of being a feminine woman fills and fits perfectly with the natural way of a masculine man.
Yes, absolutely.
And, you know, like we talked a little bit about this in our last episode too. You know, the divine feminine, we're soft. We can soften a man's
we're
heart.
the heart.
We bring life
heart
to
of
the
the
home. Exactly, life to the home, food to the home, health, care, a warm bed, a place to like go after the day,
comfort, love, and like softness and
exactly
tenderness, and just like it's like warm soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a big warm hug.
Exactly.
Whereas like a man, he's like, okay, here's the structure, you know, here's the finances, here's the, you know, I gotta go work and like make sure we have the resources.
Yeah,
and protect the home from any outside dangers.
The walls of what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah.
And where all the tender love and care is going to be focused on.
Yeah, and he's like the foundation. And he's the one that's going to lead
the
your
core
family
values.
to God.
Yeah,
Keep
exactly.
the values firm.
Exactly. The moral standard.
Yeah, he's like a firm rock.
Exactly. Very similar to God. Very similar to God.
He's a firm rock.
And as I'm practicing Christianity and, you know, really finding my way there, I know now for me, I'm single right now, but I know now for me, I am going to need, you know, I'm going to find another Christian boy, because that is, you know, just being a Christian is important to me. And, you know, there's something about what's taught in the Bible that is very valuable. It's taught me how to be a better person, and also not just a better person, but a better woman.
Yeah.
And like let go of some of my girl habits.
Yeah.
And become more of a godly woman, and realizing, you know, what a godly man is too, and how we can work together and make that beautiful home with babies, happy babies.
And I think the beautiful thing about the Bible is that, you know, no matter what society is going through, the Bible's going to tell you what's right and what's really going to work.
Yeah.
And I think what society is telling women right now is, oh, you need to go get a job and be like a boss and like work really hard.
It's not possible otherwise.
Yeah.
There needs to be two
like
incomes.
You need to be like independent woman. Like,
for this to work out, you know, or no man is ever going to satisfy your needs.
Yeah.
Or you're a slave to the home. Right, that's
you're
not
a slave.
true.
You don't want to be a slave.
That's not true at all. Like,
not at all.
Like, we thrive in the home.
Yeah.
And we thrive in rest and care and love. And yeah, a woman who really identifies with that thrives there. And I know a lot of the girls in my life feel like we all complain about working.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to do it because it you know, there's a verse in Proverbs, I think, the Proverbs 31 woman, where it's like, you know, she's going to see a good deal and she's going to run with that. And she's going to do that business, which is important.
Right.
But that's part of, you know, being a good woman is seeing like what should be illuminated.
Yeah.
What should be illuminated, what should be, and if that's like, you know, if that's a good business deal and she's going to run with it, totally. If that's, you know, a man's ability to raise great children, she's going to take his seed and make children. That's, you know, a woman's womb, what she does is she takes something and she'll shine a light on it. If it's good, if it's bad, she's an illuminator. She's a grower of life. Exactly. So,
yeah, women are multipliers.
exactly. And then,
We are.
and then the man is that stern, like, hardcore value. And if that's a good core value, then it might make a very good relationship. If there's some bad values there or no values, it might make a very rocky, shaky, insecure relationship. And, you know, I think before you enter a relationship, and if you're trying to get serious on if you want to have a marriage when you get older, it might be good to realize, like, okay, some things about my character, what's going to make a really good relationship. What are these roles that God has in place for us? What do I feel best? When do I feel best? When I'm like, in what area of my life do I feel best succeeding? Is it when I'm resting? When I've given myself the time to recharge? Is it when I've, you know, and when I'm out in the world and I'm like really providing for people? What does that look like? And I think a Bible is a great place to turn to too.
It is. And, you know, and us as women, like, we do have that softer nature.
Yeah.
And to really turn into that is really going to take our stress away. It's going to really, you know, help us in a lot of ways. It's going to open our hearts in a lot of ways. And I think, like, you know, if you can go out and work really hard and, you know, be that girl, then, you know, do you. And that works for you. But I do know that, like, a man can take a lot more pressure on his shoulders because that's just the nature of a man.
Even biologically.
Yeah, they're stronger. They're more emotionally stable, and they can bear a lot of weight. They can bear a lot, and they're made to want to provide and
fix
protect
problems
and fix things and to figure out things. And their status is gained on their strength and their ability to do things and their ability to work hard. And that's where they find a lot of achievement and self-esteem. And for us as women, we find a lot of achievement and self-esteem in our relationships and how we can show love to one another.
Yeah. Yep.
And, you know, how we communicate to each other and how we can, you know, foster something with somebody.
Yeah.
And create things.
Right.
And
grow them and
yeah. And just we like to lay in a bed of just like peace and calm, and, you know, I feel like
security and
exactly.
And that's the thing.
Security.
Then that's the thing that, like, the divine masculine provides for the woman is that security.
That security
and
with his, like,
the stable
protection.
rock. And I know sometimes I've been in places where I'm not honoring that, and I'm just completely haywire with my emotions, so everywhere, here,
Because we're so emotional.
exactly. And like that strong man then comes in and says, hey, actually, like, that's, you know, I'm like, let's talk about what you're feeling, yes, but at the same time, this is what the reality is.
Exactly.
And that's helped me. Yeah, I know for sure I need a rock in my life. Like, otherwise, you know, I'd be lost.
Yeah, because as women, you know, like Maddie said, we get so emotional, and we can really spiral sometimes. And to have, you know, that outside opinion, that kind of firm man who is more stable in his emotions, to come in and be like,
who knows,
this
like,
is reality.
deep truth.
Yeah, this is reality. You're gonna be okay. Like, I'll take care of it, and you just worry about you.
Yeah.
Huge. And then the other way around, you know, a man might just be kind of, you know, working and not really thinking about his relationships and stuff. And so a woman can come in and really, you know, give him some softness, you know, provide him with that meal, and
Open
when he
him
comes home
up
from
to
work,
that idea of like
peace.
of fostering the relationship, and yeah,
Give him that peace of mind, and give him, you know, that softness to lean into his heart a little bit, and to
right.
you know, have that so he can recharge for when he has to go back
And help
out in the
him
field.
like get into his creativity and
Yeah.
his you know, have these ideas of where he can be like, you know, have a little bit more fun in his life, or have like these other ideas. And just, I don't know, the mix of masculine and feminine is just gorgeous
Yeah.
to me. It's
Yeah.
really, really, really beautiful.
I think so too. And I think it's a beautiful thing to, you know, want that, and to want a family. And if
Yeah.
you're a girl out there who, you know, is like kind of would like that kind of thing, but society, it's just not normalized anymore. Like
It's
okay,
unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
The home is like,
It's important.
it's really, really important, and there's definitely has been this wave of, you know,
attack on it.
An attack, exactly. An attack on, and there's a lot of value in traditional home values, and when we're creating homes and we're creating these little teeny tiny units all over, it creates these powerhouses of like
These power units.
yeah, of like gorgeous relationships and beautiful
Yeah.
just little homes. And
And like with the divorce rates going up,
yeah, exactly.
like it just shows that our methods are not really working.
Yeah.
And like, you know, with the man and the woman both working 9 to 5s, and
right.
you know, it's crazy, and we're just it's crazy. And then we're just getting taxed on all our money, and then we're going home and nobody's tending for the home. We're
Yep.
sending our kids to daycare, paying more people
Not
for
with the
daycare.
kids anymore. They're not being taught by you.
Yeah.
They don't, who knows what they're getting, like what they're being exposed to.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's a little scary. Like that's, you know,
Yeah.
the corporatization. Is that
It's
the
very
word?
yes.
Yeah, like that's corporate does not mix with the home. You know, that's why I think
No,
there
it
needs to
doesn't.
be one solid rock who will go and deal with that.
Yeah. I saw a video one time, and it was like, so you want your wife to go work for another man so you can go pay another woman to watch your children.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
And it's just kind of like,
why
why
do
don't we
all
all
that
work together?
when they can just be in the house?
We can all work together.
Right.
The man can go we don't need 2 people making money.
Right.
We don't need 2 people making money. And
Exactly.
that's a whole nother topic of, you know, why we needed 2-income households these days now.
Right.
Because of the whole feminist movement and women going into the workplace.
Exactly.
But, you know, it makes sense to have a family, and the family works together, so the man can go out do that. The woman can teach her children and cook the food and tend to things and
Right.
take care of the home.
And that already is like, you don't have to pay for daycare.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for daycare is so expensive.
Yeah.
You don't have
So
to pay for that. You don't
expensive.
have to pay for a cleaner. You don't have
No.
to pay for like the value of a woman and the house is so it's huge.
It's more important than
It's
people
huge.
think, I think.
I think you're right. And I think the value of life in that way in general too is just it saddens me because I feel like people don't understand the value of life anymore.
Yeah.
And they don't understand, you know, what the home is, what kids are, what the gift of having a child is.
Yeah.
Even if the circumstances are hard, I think, you know, that's a very big decision. But it can give you one that will bring you closer to God.
The ability to see good in a tough situation.
Exactly. And like a kid is going to, I hear so many times like, I could never bring a kid in this messed up world. Okay, what do you mean by that exactly? Because like, I know the way I would raise my kid is to see like help them see the good in the world, and yeah, help them see the bad too, to like protect them, but at the same time like raise them in that way that they're gonna be able to raise Earth with them and like
Exactly.
and show them how happy and beautiful it can be. Like this existence on Earth is not sad or gross or restrictive or, you know, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What we have on Earth here.
And if you think that raising kids in in this world as like a bad thing, and you say, I don't want to raise my kids in a bad world. Well, just think about, you want to raise kids to make the world better.
Exactly.
Raise the kids to make the world better.
Exactly.
That's what we need to do.
Exactly. That's
like the
how
world's
it
gonna
goes.
keep going.
Like, you can't just ask the world to do something for you, but then never do something for the world.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's your responsibility to take on what you see wrong and be like, okay, this is what I think it should be.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
My way of doing that would be having kids and having a family and
Me too.
and honoring God in
and
that
to
way.
Grow old and
Yeah.
to
And work.
have somebody to come visit you.
Exactly.
You know?
And not even just to do that, but also like grow in my own character to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And like make it
serve.
possible. Yeah, exactly.
To serve.
Exactly.
Would be crazy.
Like divorce is a very normalized thing.
No, yeah, it's so bad.
When I'm deciding, okay, I want to have a marriage, I have to say to myself, what does that mean? I know, like, I don't want to have a divorce.
No, me neither.
So I'm going to ask myself, what do I have to do to make that not happen?
Exactly.
Who do I have to be to
Yep.
not make that happen? And then what does my husband have to
Yep.
be to not make that happen?
Major
And I
standards.
think, yeah, major standards. Exactly. We're very lucky because we're at a young age right now.
Very.
And we have the ability to be very open with that decision.
Yeah, like I said.
And really make it what we want it to be.
Exactly. And like I said, when I first became into adulthood and I started thinking, okay, I'm going to get married one day, I thought about divorce and I was like, I do not want that. I do not want
that's
that.
not
And
a normal
why
thing.
do people do that? Like, why do people get with each, like, I see some couples nowadays and I'm like, whoa, like, how did they get married? How did they even love each other at one point? Because
Right, like there's no
I don't want to
virtue.
be that. I don't want to
There's
be
no
that.
virtue in their relationship. There's
No.
no like that's not a
There's no
relationship.
God.
That exactly.
There's no God.
Exactly.
There's no
Speak.
standard.
Mary, speak,
There's
because
no standard.
the loss of religion now is hurting us.
It's
and
hurting the family.
I know, okay, maybe not the loss of religion, because I know a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of hurtful feelings there, but I guess you could say the loss of spiritual
Foundation.
foundation,
Like core values.
spiritual journeys, spiritual life. Like there needs to be some sort of like, yeah, these
Like-
values placed on
like-
life, placed on
Exactly.
love, placed on
Yep.
humans that we see in the street, placed on yourself. There needs to be this value placed back on things that are truly important in society, because
Mm-hmm.
then we'll be able to grow and realize what really matters again, and like what we need to get to
Exactly.
be this happy, loving place. You know, I think we're close. I think, you know, there's a lot of ways that you can look at the world and say, oh, that's good, that's bad. There's so much information out there. But
If
that's our job, is to have babies and spread the good. That's kind of why we're
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
this podcast.
If you think about it, what is joining you and your partner together? Is it, lust? Is it money? Is it just, dependence? What is that knot that ties you together forever, for years down
It's
the
a
road?
Very good question.
The only thing that's going to really keep you guys together is some sort of foundation of spirituality and God and eternalism.
Yes.
Because if you don't have that kind of knot tying you guys together, what's tying you together? Because
Right.
everything else is going to, that knot is going to unravel at some point.
Right. Like we're
'Cause
all
we're all going to grow and change, but what stays the same?
and we're all
God.
subject to death too.
Yeah, we're all subject to death. So what's after death? What is going to really, really matter?
What's eternal?
What's not going to change?
Exactly.
What's not going to change?
God. God is not going to change.
Nope. He's a firm rock on shifting sands. He's the firm platform on shifting sands. So if you tie your relationship together
Yup.
with God, you will not be shifted. And through all the years of growing and changing with your husband and your family,
Yeah.
you will change. You will change.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. And that's why people get divorced, because they're like, oh, don't love
It's
you
not the
anymore.
way it
Yep,
used
it's
to
not the
look.
way it used to be.
Right. You have to face that
God
reality.
there, if you have God there,
It's going to be your
there's going to
strength.
be a good common ground there, and
Exactly.
you will fight till the end.
God will help you through anything.
You'll fight to the end, and
Nothing is too much of a problem in his house.
And you obey the Bible and those common values, and you too will be fine.
Exactly.
Like you guys can really get over a lot.
There's so much for people who don't see the Bible as something that has value in it. I want to say that the Bible has a lot of good information, and information that is going to be true in 1,000 years. You know, it's the one piece of, it's the one place that we can get information from at any time.
Absolutely.
It truly, it is truly given by God, because that's another thing. It's eternal.
It's eternal.
It will always be true.
There's always an eternal truth at some point. Like what's true? The societal norms,
culture,
the cultures.
Yeah.
Like, is there any sort of culture that's, supposed to be true? Like, where is the truth? It's the Bible.
It's the Bible, and it's what's going to stay the same?
Yeah.
Where can we lean that it will never falter?
Yeah.
And it's going to be God.
No matter what. Like,
exactly.
No matter what society we live in, no matter what is the cool thing going around, no matter what people act like, if it's like you feel lost and you don't know the answer, the morality in things, and
yes.
And just really go to the Bible, and it's a simple truth, you guys. It's a simple truth.
I think as women too, it's really I guess appealing to see that, because I think, not only do we want something like God in our lives to be that like rock, but we also want our partner to be like God in that way too.
Yeah.
So like as women, it's so appealing Christianity is just appealing to women, because they're given these gifts of like, that strong, firm, masculine energy.
Yes.
Of God, and then under him,
a strong leader.
Exactly. And that's what women want.
Strong leader. Yeah.
We need that. Women need that.
We need that.
And God provides that, and then under God is a godly man, and then women, that means that we need to be only submitting to the men who are godly.
Exactly.
Only to them.
That's important to know.
It's very important. And we need to that's something we need to place value on, is ourselves and the gifts we can bring to life, because we can't just be giving it to any man out in the world. That's very dangerous. That what we have has a lot of value, and the power to bring a child into the world, and the beauty that we have, and that comes with it.
To give yourself to somebody in a way,
exactly.
It's powerful. It's valuable.
Exactly. We need to only be giving that to the men who honor God in that way, and honor the values that he has. Exactly. Who see the gifts of a woman.
Exactly.
And see the godliness in woman too. That's so important.
And honor her.
That's divine union.
And who honor her and respect her.
Exactly.
And who will love her and will die for her, honestly.
Exactly. Just like Christ did.
Protect her and to preserve her.
Exactly. We'll go through anything to make sure that she's okay. And to make sure that her and their kids are okay.
Yeah. And on our end, we need to make sure that our family is being taken care of, that we're doing the best of our ability to nurture our family, to keep a calm state in our home.
Exactly.
To be that calm emotional state, and to keep the home a welcoming, warm place, and
that home base that like you can come back to at the end of the day and put down anything that might be heavy, and not have to worry about, your
husband can come home and
extra pressure.
It's a calm state for your children. It's a calm state for you. And, I just think that's a beautiful gift.
Definitely. I know women who really, really, are searching for that kind of, it not only fulfills like the feminine side of us, but then it also gives the man something very beautiful that they don't have as the divine masculine. We can feel that for them, and it's when
soften their heart.
Exactly. And when you're stepping into your feminine role, then you're also helping the divine masculine step into his role as well.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're more yourself, you're more it's just a better union. And I know it's
They
the same
bounce
way.
off of each other.
Exactly.
And they make each other stronger.
It's just this, like, it's so interesting how it works, but God truly made us for each other.
Truly.
And like, and even biologically, like,
Truly.
not even just what we see on the outside, but like even physiologically, and like the way women handle stress and the way men handle stress.
Exactly.
Like, men are biologically hardwired to handle stress, and women are not hardwired to handle stress.
Absolutely. They can carry a lot more on their shoulders than us.
Exactly. It makes them feel more like men when they handle stress and they get it done.
They're good at it.
Exactly.
They're very good at it.
Exactly.
And like, and that's why a lot of people are like, why are men more like emotional? They need to like share their feelings more. They're hiding their feelings. And it's like, okay, maybe like 10% of the time, but a lot of the times, like, I think we forget that's how men are.
Right.
Like, they're not like thinking about how they feel 24/7 like we are.
Exactly.
They're hard. They're dutiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they're just gonna get it done.
They're very simple.
They're about it. You don't have to talk about it when you are about it.